Welcome back to our channel, Coin Collector and Treasure Hunter. Today we're diving into the Monticello Jefferson nickel, a coins that might look ordinary but can be extraordinarily valuable depending on its year, mint mark and condition. We'll explore its history, what makes it rare, and why collectors are willing to pay unbelievable amounts for certain versions of this classic 5-cent coins. So before you spend any nickels, make sure you watch this video because you might just have a fortune in your hands. Let's get started. First up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel from the year 1985 is a 5-cent United States coin with a Philadelphia mint mark that tells a story of American daily life during the mid-1980s, and this coin was part of a long-running series that honored Thomas Jefferson and his home Monticello. And for collectors and history lovers, this humble nickel represents an era of change in industry and everyday commerce, and even in rough condition it carries a quiet charm that reflects years of circulation and use, and this script is designed to gently guide viewers through its background, value and significance in a calm storytelling style for our audience. In 1985, the United States Mint produced millions of Jefferson nickels at the Philadelphia facility, and the P Mint mark was a sign of that origin. And during this time, nickels were widely used in daily transactions, from transportation to small purchases, and the design remained familiar with Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the back, giving Americans a sense of continuity and trust in their money. In this year stands as part of a stable period in American coinage history. The obverse of the 1985 Jefferson nickel shows a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a founding father and third president of the United States, and the design was created by Felix Schlag decades earlier, and by 1985 it had become one of the most recognized images in American currency. And even when worn and rough, the facial details still hint at the dignity and legacy of Jefferson, and this connection to history adds depth to the coin beyond its face value. On the reverse side, the Monticello building appears as a symbol of knowledge, independence and classical American architecture, and the word Monticello represents the personal home of Jefferson, which he designed himself, and this image links the coin to ideas of intellect and craftsmanship. And in rough condition, the steps and columns may appear faded, yet they still carry the spirit of the original design and its historical meaning. When considering rarity, the 1985 P. Jefferson nickel is not rare in the traditional sense because large numbers were minted and saved, but rarity can also be personal and contextual because a rough condition coin shows heavy circulation and tells a story of decades of handling and travel through countless pockets, registers and hands, and for some collectors these circulated examples feel more authentic and alive than untouched coins. In terms of market value today, a 1985 P. Jefferson nickel in rough condition generally holds a value close to its face value of 5 cents, and in the collector market it may range from $1 to $2 if it has unusual wear patterns, errors or sentimental appeal. And while it is not a high-value investment coin, it still holds steady interest among beginners and educational collections. The value of this nickel can slightly increase if it shows a mint error such as off-center striking, double die features or unusual planchet flaws, and collectors often examine even rough coins closely because errors can appear on coins that circulated heavily, and this possibility keeps interest alive and encourages careful observation and learning within the hobby. From a historical perspective, the mid-1980s were a time of economic transition in the United States, with growing technology changing everyday life, and coins like the 1985 Jefferson nickel were silent witnesses to this era, passing through vending machines, buses, stores and homes, and holding one today connects us to those everyday moments that history books often overlook. For a script, this coin works beautifully as a storytelling object because it represents the ordinary American experience, and viewers can relate to a coin that looks worn and used rather than perfect and shiny, and this makes the narrative feel grounded, real and accessible, especially for audiences new to coin collecting or history. The rough condition of the coin should be described not as damage but as character, because each mark and worn edge reflects years of service, and this perspective helps viewers appreciate circulated coins and understand that value is not always about perfection but about connection and story and time. As the script continues, it can encourage viewers to look through their own change jars and pockets, because coins like the 1985 P. Jefferson nickel are still out there waiting to be noticed, and this sense of discovery builds excitement and participation and helps grow interest in numismatics. In closing, the 1985 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel may not be a treasure worth millions, but it is a meaningful piece of American history that carries the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, everyday commerce and decades of circulation, and for collectors, storytellers and viewers alike it serves as a reminder that even the smallest coin can hold a large story when we take the time to look closely. Next up, The Monticello Jefferson nickel from the year 1987 with the P Mint mark represents a quiet yet meaningful chapter in United States coinage history, and this 5-cent coin was produced during a time when everyday circulation coins still carried strong traditional designs that connected Americans to their past, and in uncirculated condition this coin shines with original luster-sharp details and a fresh surface that reflects the careful handling and preservation that collectors admire and value. For long-term collections and educational displays. In 1987 the Philadelphia Mint continued its role as a primary producer of Jefferson nickels, and the absence of dramatic design changes during this era makes the coin a symbol of stability and continuity, and the obverse proudly features Thomas Jefferson, whose influence on American democracy, education and liberty remains powerful and inspiring, making this nickel more than spare change but a small piece of national identity. The reverse design showing Monticello Jefferson historic home reflects classical architecture balance and intellect, and for many collectors this image represents one of the most recognizable and respected reverses in modern American coinage, and the 1987 issue carries this design with clarity when uncirculated, revealing fine steps, strong lettering and clean fields that are often lost on circulated examples. Although the 1987 P. Jefferson nickel is not considered extremely rare in general terms, its value increases significantly when found in true uncirculated condition because many coins from this period entered heavy circulation and were exposed to wear marks and discoloration, making high-grade examples increasingly desirable among collectors who focus on condition rarity. Today the market value of a 1987 P. Jefferson nickel in uncirculated condition typically ranges from $1 to $5 depending on overall eye appeal, strike quality and grading standards, and coins with full steps on Monticello can command higher premiums, especially among specialized collectors who seek top-tier registry examples. The history of the Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, and by 1987 it had already become a long-standing tradition in American wallets and pockets, and this continuity adds to the educational value of the coin, allowing collectors and viewers to trace the evolution of minting technology, metal quality and public taste across decades. For our audience, this coin offers a relatable story because many people remember using similar nickels in daily life, and discovering that an ordinary coin can hold collectible value creates excitement, curiosity, and a sense of hidden treasure that keeps viewers engaged throughout the narrative. The uncirculated condition of this 1987 nickel means it avoided the scratches, dullness and flattening that define circulated coins, and instead retains its original mint brilliance, making it a perfect example to show viewers how condition alone can transform a common coin into a collectible item. Collectors often seek coins like the 1987 P. Jefferson nickel as affordable entry points into numismatics, and its modest market value allows new enthusiasts to learn grading, preservation and historical research without the pressure of high-cost investments, while still owning a genuine piece of United States mint history. From a historical background perspective, this coin reflects the economic and cultural environment of the late 20th century when the United States Mint focused on efficiency, mass production and consistency, and these qualities are evident in the clean design and reliable quality of the 1987 issue. Using this coin as the focus of a script allows creators to blend history value and visual appeal, and by showing close-up shots of the obverse and reverse, viewers can appreciate details they may have never noticed before, turning a simple nickel into a story of craftsmanship and heritage. In conclusion, the Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1987 with the P Mint mark in uncirculated condition may not be a legendary rarity, but it stands as a valuable collectible with real market worth, historical depth and educational importance, making it an excellent subject for a long, smooth and engaging video that celebrates the beauty of everyday American coins. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel from the year 1989 with the P Mint mark represents a fascinating chapter in United States coinage history, and it reflects a time when everyday pocket change still carried deep artistic meaning and national pride, making this old condition coin an interesting subject for collectors and viewers who enjoy learning about hidden stories behind common money. This 5-cent coin features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front, a design that has been part of American culture for generations, and in 1989 the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these nickels, yet each one traveled its own journey through hands, wallets and cash registers, slowly aging into the worn surfaces we now describe as old condition. On the reverse, the Monticello building stands as a symbol of Jefferson vision, knowledge and legacy, and even on an old condition 1989 P nickel, the steps and dome of Monticello still whisper the story of early American ideals, craftsmanship and respect for history, which makes this coin meaningful beyond its face value. The year 1989 itself sits near the end of the classic Monticello reverse era before later design changes, and this places the coin in a nostalgic period for collectors who prefer traditional designs, and when viewed through a history background, this coin becomes a gateway to discussing how American coins evolved while still honoring the past. Although the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel is not considered extremely rare in general circulation, its value today depends greatly on condition and preservation, and an old condition example usually carries a market value close to 5 cents to about 15 cents in dollars unless it shows unusual errors or special striking characteristics. Collectors search carefully for mint errors such as doubled die details, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet issues because these rare variations can raise the value dramatically, and when telling this story on it builds excitement by showing how an ordinary-looking old nickel can sometimes surprise its owner with a much higher worth. The metal composition of the 1989 Jefferson nickel is a blend of copper and nickel, giving it durability and a distinct sound and feel, and even after decades of use the coin holds together well, which explains why so many old condition examples are still found today across the United States. From a historical perspective, this coin connects viewers to everyday life in late 20th century America when cash transactions were dominant and coins like this passed through grocery stores, gas stations, and school cafeterias, silently witnessing social and economic changes of that era. For new collectors, the 1989 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel serves as an accessible entry point into numismatics because it is affordable, easy to find, and rich in educational value, making it perfect for content that aims to inspire beginners to start checking their own change. The story becomes even more engaging when you explain how millions were minted yet only a fraction survive today in collectible condition, and how time, wear, and loss slowly reduced the population, turning even common coins into historical artifacts with personal and national stories. An old condition example tells a more human story than a shiny uncirculated one because its scratches and faded details reflect real use and real life, and this emotional angle works beautifully in long, smooth narration that focuses on history rather than just price. In the end, the 1989 P. Monticello Jefferson nickel may not make someone rich overnight, but it offers lasting value through history education and the thrill of collecting, and when presented thoughtfully, it reminds viewers that even the smallest 5-cent coin can hold a big story worth sharing. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel 5-cent 1996 United States coin with D mint mark is a small piece of American money that carries a big story for collectors and history lovers, and in this video we travel back to the era when this coin was struck, showing Thomas Jefferson on the front and the famous Monticello home on the back, representing knowledge, independence, and the spirit of a nation during the late 20th century when everyday coins still carried deep meaning. The 1996 D. Jefferson nickel was produced at the Denver Mint during a time when billions of coins were needed for daily trade, and because of that high production this coin is commonly found today, yet its history makes it special because it reflects American life before digital payments became dominant and coins passed through countless hands in stores, schools, and homes across the country. In very good condition, this nickel shows moderate wear with clear details still visible on Jefferson face and the Monticello building, and this level of preservation tells a story of circulation and real use, making the coin feel authentic and alive as it moved through the economy, serving its simple purpose as money while quietly becoming part of history. When people search for rare coin values, they often hope for huge prices, and for the 1996 D. Jefferson nickel, the typical market value today in very good condition is usually close to 5 cents to about $1 depending on eye appeal, demand, and any special features, and while it is not generally rare, standard examples still attract interest from beginners and casual collectors. True rarity for this coin comes from errors and special strikes, and collectors pay higher prices in dollars for examples with strong off-center strikes, double die features, or unusual metal flaws, and such pieces can reach values from several dollars to even hundreds of dollars, making the search through pocket change an exciting treasure hunt. The Monticello design itself has a long legacy, introduced in 1938 and continuing for decades, and by 1996 it had become one of the most recognizable coin designs in the United States, and this consistency helped generations connect to the same imagery, reinforcing national identity through everyday objects. For our audience, this coin offers a calm and nostalgic story because it reminds viewers of a time when coins jingled in pockets and every small purchase involved physical money, and showing close-ups of the nickel surface allows viewers to appreciate tiny details like lettering, texture, and signs of age that give character to the piece. Collectors often keep 1996 D nickels as part of date and mint mark sets, and while they may not be expensive, they are important building blocks of a complete collection, and they teach patience, knowledge, and respect for history, which are core values of the coin collecting hobby. Talking about market value today also means understanding condition grading and how very good condition sits between heavy wear and near-perfect surfaces, and explaining this clearly in a video helps new collectors learn how professionals judge coins and why small differences in wear can change prices in dollars. This nickel also reflects economic history because its composition of copper and nickel represents stable materials chosen to balance durability and cost, and during the 1990s these metals supported massive coin production without sacrificing quality, which is why many examples survive today. As a background story, this coin connects personal memories with national history, and viewers may recall using similar nickels in vending machines or saving them in jars, and this emotional connection adds depth beyond simple value, making the coin meaningful even when its price is modest. In closing, the Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1996 with D mint mark stands as a symbol of everyday America, and while its rare versions bring higher market value in dollars, its true worth lies in the story it tells of circulation, craftsmanship, and continuity, making it a perfect subject for a long, engaging script that educates, inspires, and celebrates numismatic history. Thanks for watching.